I'm Jose Saldana. Welcome back to my daily devotion. Appreciate you taking the time to be here. Today is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but we got a good lesson going on today. Good little devotion. Today we'll begin in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse number 11. Paul writes, and he says, "Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do." Comfort yourselves together and edify, or the word edify means to build up. Edify one another, even as also you do. He says, continue doing the things that you're doing in building each other up. Encouragement is so underrated. Our Bible emphasizes encouragement over and over again. Comfort each other, study the word together, pray together, spend time together, build each other up. Being alone and unaccounted for makes it easy to just give up or to just give in. When you're isolated, when you're separated, it makes it a lot easier to do those things, to either give up or to give in. In Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9, in a plain English kind of version, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? That's the beauty of snuggling. I try to snuggle with my little baby, but she never wants to snuggle with me. I'm just trying to keep warm. Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Again, the Bible emphasizes being together, having somebody with you. It's easy to be defeated without a friend, and it's easy to just be knocked down and to stay down there when you look up and you don't see a helping hand or somebody reaching down to help you up. It's easy to get knocked down and just, nobody there to help me up. I guess I'll just stay here a while. Paul says not to forsake the assembling of ourselves together, but to do it more and more as we see the approach of his coming. In our verse today, he says, keep doing these things together as you have been doing. Keep it up. Keep it going. You're doing good. Just don't slack off on getting together. He's not just referring to organized services. He is referring more to fellowship as a whole, to keep it up. He's not necessarily talking about more services, but just being together with the body more. Be together with the body in fellowship with God's people more as you see God's approach on this world. When you separate yourself from fellowship, you place yourself in a very dangerous place. It's easy to give up on yourself without anyone to encourage you. It's easy to get down on yourself when you slip, you fall, you make a mistake, you're not making the progress that you wish you would. You say, well, I thought I would be at this level by now and I'm stuck in this rut. And it's easy to give up on yourself if you don't have somebody if you don't surround yourself with people that are going to encourage you. If your friends have separated themselves, you need to encourage them as well. So look at what Elijah did for himself, or to himself, really. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse number 3. And when Elijah, saw that, he arose and he went for his life and came to Beersheba, which belongeth to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree. So he hears now that somebody wants to take his life. So he goes to Beersheba and he leaves his fellowship, the only person that he knew he could trust, the only person that he knew had his back. He leaves him there and went himself a day's journey into the wilderness and sits down under this juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die and said, "Oh, it's enough now, Lord. Take away my life, for I'm not better than my fathers. There's no reason for me to live. I don't have anything to offer this world." So when he takes off by himself, he falls into this depressed state and he wants to die. And there was no one there to encourage him. He's sitting under this juniper tree by himself because he left his closest friend back over there. His servant was somebody that was with you all the time, that ministered to your needs. He was there. He was with them. He knew Elijah better than anybody else did, and he leaves him there and goes off, and he falls into this depressed state because there's nobody there to lift him up. He says, "And he came thither." So Elijah comes unto a cave, and he lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said unto him, "Elijah, man, what are you doing here? Elijah, what are you doing here?" But God doesn't really stutter, but that's kind of how I imagine he's talking to him. And he said, "I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down your altars, slain your prophets with the sword, and I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. God, I've been serving you hard. I've been doing everything. I mean, nobody's been serving God the way that I've been serving God, and I've been fighting for you. I've been preaching your word, and they've done all these things. They've forsaken your covenant. They broke the promise they made unto you. They broke the fellowship and the relationship. They threw down your altars, destroyed the churches, slew all the prophets, and I'm the only one that's left that loves you and that serves you." The Lord commands him to go into the wilderness of Damascus. He doesn't even respond to anything that he says. He just, "Wait, come on, man. Just get up and go into Damascus, because yet have I left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which hath not kissed him." Elijah's over here crying that he's the only one left. He's all alone. Nobody understands him. Nobody's going through what he's going through. And God tells him, "Man, go get back into fellowship. Go to a place where you can be encouraged and encourage others. You're not alone. I got 7,000 other people that are doing exactly what you're doing, that know exactly what you're going through. I need you to stop, get out of this cave, get out from under the juniper tree, put yourself in this lonely, depressed state. Woe is me. My life is so bad. I'm so misunderstood. And get back to where there's 7,000 people that are serving God hard and strong and full of joy, and where my presence is. Get back to a place where you can be encouraged and where you can encourage others."